says Ames real big.
Hi everyone, welcome back out to Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Yes, I said Monroeville. I know when I did a video here at this old Hooters, Peerless Wallpaper, and the other businesses here, that some people wanted to lambaste me and say it's Wilkins Township, like they got so serious about it. Well, regardless, if that's true or not, as a Pittsburgher, when you think of Monroeville, you think of the business district here on Route 22, and it's just Monroeville. But anyway, that's not the point. I'm back out here to do an update at this location. I did a video back in 2018. Now, the Hooters had been closed for numerous years, and so had the other businesses as they slowly closed up, and the property was supposed to be turned into another business. I had heard a grocery store was supposed to go in here, and it obviously never went through. Instead, this property was boarded up because people started breaking into the buildings. And I remember when I filmed this here, one of the doors was open. And it was posted back then as it is now. It is posted now as well. But nothing has ever happened with the place. Weeds are completely overgrown all over as I just look around here. And it wasn't long ago, there was a fire here in the Hooters. Somebody broke into the Hooters or climbed up on the roof. I can't remember the exact details, but somebody broke in and started a fire, and it went up into the roof, etc. And the flames were quite big. You know, it was in the wee morning hours, still dark out, when firefighters came out here. And it turned out to be an arsonist who set fires to cars in a nearby neighborhood, and a church, lit a church on fire earlier that night. So somebody that clearly needed help and is obviously going through something and needs help, or they just have really bad intentions, or they weren't thinking right, because who knows if they were drinking or doing some kind of illegal drugs or whatever. But either way, the building's still standing. The roof got the damage, the back of the restaurant did. But anyway, why don't we check it out and see how it looks, and then we'll wrap it up. Here is the Hooters and the old buffet restaurant that was next door. Now you can see this was fenced off. It actually had gates here that the fire departments had to knock out of the way just so they could get in here and battle this fire. That gate was taken completely off. This one was basically run over. And it happened a while ago now, and as you can see, nobody has made any attempt of fixing it back up so you couldn't drive in here. Now, if you wanted to walk in here, just right there, I mean, but anyway, you can see all the boards on every building here. A lot of them still looking fresh and new. Looks like violations or code enforcements were put out. I remember there was a lot of stuff still in here too. I'm curious what that says. Oh no, they even painted over graffiti that was put on the plyboard here. This property is condemned. Unsanitary, contamination, and disrepair. I know there was a lot of, yeah, see, that's why I'm not even trying. I'm just doing this like little walk down memory lane here. But I remember there was a lot of decay in there. A lot of overgrowth. That used to be a little convenience store, I believe, or tobacco shop. And then this, I actually came here a few times over these. Yeah, you can see the air conditioning falling into the ceiling up there, up into the roof. Now, I ate here several times in my teenage years and early 20s or whatever, until they closed this down. And the only reason I ever came here was because back in the day, I used to be a fan of wrestling. I used to watch WWE wrestling, ECW, you name it. I loved it. And, oh, wow, I can see all the damage back here. But I loved it. And this was one of the only places in the area that we knew of that would air the wrestling pay-per-views for free. A lot of places would charge you, and even if it was just $5, not a big deal. But Hooters was one of the only places that would air the WWE pay-per-views for free, and they would always get a sold-out crowd. There would be so many people here. Oh, wow, the damage is a lot worse. It's more over in the buffet section here. Maybe we won't have to put the drone up in the air. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That roof is in shambles. You can see all the burnt marks up there. The pole that came crashing down. Kind of, I guess, when firefighters were trying to get up there. Yeah, there's a lot of damage up there for sure. Yeah, we don't even have to put the drone up, which is good because we're losing daylight anyway. And much like that Wendy's that I filmed in Toledo area, there's a piece of burnt up wood there. I can smell that burnt smell, and if you watch that video, you might remember this. That smell is not easy for me to deal with. I get PTSD because of my old next-door neighbor's house fire that started in the kitchen, and yeah, I'm okay, so sorry, guys. Muscling through the video. Yeah, condemned. Chairs sitting outside, tables. This building's condemned too. Table that's just destroyed because it's so water damaged, it's sagging. People cutting holes through the fences for some reason. Don't understand it. There's that solarium there. I'm surprised no windows are broken out of that thing, honestly, but it was fenced off for numerous years, and as you can see, the overgrowth has really overcome this place. But yeah, we would come here for the wrestling pay-per-views. They were always fun, and I will say this, too. They were quite entertaining. If it wasn't for the wrestling being that entertaining, and I've seen some pretty good matches over the years, it would be some of the people that would come here to watch them. And I'm not trying to pick on anybody, and I'm not trying to make fun of anybody at all, but there were some characters that just, wow, is all I can say. I remember one guy in particular. He would get so into the wrestling, especially when Undertaker would be fighting in WrestleMania. He would be sweating bullets at the table, smacking himself over his head when Undertaker's getting hurt. He would be hitting himself in the head like he can't believe this is happening. He wasn't hitting himself hard or trying to injure himself. He's just that into it, and he'd be screaming and squealing, and I'm like, holy cow. And then when the match was over, completely fine, high-fiving everybody, and just it's like, oh my gosh, it's not that serious. And then you'd have some people that would just get so drunk they'd start hitting on the waitresses, and I think you know where I'm going with this, and they'd end up getting themselves thrown out. And it was just ridiculous. And, I mean, I even remember some kid having a birthday here. Some, like, 8-year-old kid. His parents brought him here for his birthday during one of those wrestling pay-per-views. And the waitresses blew up 2 water balloons and tucked them in his shirt, if you catch my drift. It's like, really? Is that what we're really teaching our kids now? But I mean, that was the stories. And then, not to sound gross, but there was one time I go into the restroom, and there's a guy standing there in a urinal with his pants down at his ankles, and his bum just right there for every single victim walking in there to see, me included. That was not something I wanted to see. I didn't feel like seeing the San Andreas Fault that night, but unfortunately I did. Over here was a garage. I don't remember exactly what the name of the property was, or any of these other 2 or 3 or whatever. And it looks like they're finally doing something back here, or maybe that's a different property, but all these buildings are condemned at this point. But yeah, the food was good. I'll give them that. The food was good. The service was but I went there for the wrestling pay-per-views, and then eventually they closed, and I had to resort to a place up in Monaca called P-Dubs, which is a sports bar. So it was a little bit of a hike, but man, was it fun going there too. And then I just got out of wrestling because it just got too ridiculous and predictable and just not fun anymore. when they really started to water down the WWE, I just lost all interest in it, especially the way they brought back that watered down version of ECW and just killed it off. That was it for me. And I know there's other brands out there that do it, but at this point in time in my life, I don't even watch enough TV to sit down and watch a 2 or 3 hour event where, you know, 80% of the time you're watching them all like talking to each other or crap talking or threatening, and then you see like 20 minutes of matches anyway. So I don't know, I just grew out of it, and I tried to watch it again, and it's just, nah, I think that ship just sailed. Much like this property anyway. But I hope you enjoyed some storytelling and visit down memory lane. I want to say, if I remember right, this closed around 2012, maybe 2010, somewhere in there, or 2013. For some reason, that number rings a bell too. And yeah, we would go to P-Dubs up in Monaca. I love that place. That place does great business, by the way. And I just don't go there all the time because it's so far. But here we are, 6 years later. Nothing's happened since my initial video. And I mean, this place has been closed now in all these buildings for about 10 to 11, if not more years. So, and I just remember growing up and coming out this way to go to the mall, which is right up there up on Hillside. You can see the J.C. Penney up there, and seeing this parking lot full of cars for the buffet, for Hooters, and when the other businesses were open, like the smoke shop, but not anymore. And it's just a wasteland, and you can see how much the property owners care about it to not even bother fixing the fence that firefighters had to knock down and break the locks off of to get in to put out that fire. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching this video, and thank you to you guys who suggested that I do then versus now videos. I like doing that and doing these updates anyway, as I call them. I call them updates. Maybe I should label them then versus now, with a link to the original video in the description. So, and if you do watch the original video from 2018, keep in mind there was a couple of people in the video I used to be friends with that, you know, I'm not going to say anything bad, but I don't talk to them anymore, unfortunately, because of things that I found out and just wanted to separate myself from. But anyway, I wish them well, though, I do. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm hungry now. Thinking about food, and the chicken sandwich I would get there with the curly fries got me hungry. Wonder where I could go for some food out here. I know Permanis is good, but I've had too much Permanis. And Kate, my lovely lady, would say no more Permanis. Thursday night at bowling, yesterday at lunch. So I think I'm good on that for a while. Buffalo Wild Wings is meh. There is a place down the street here that's really good. They have some good food. I can't remember the name of it, but they've been here for 75-something years. But, oh yeah. I'm blabbering on. I'm probably boring you guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate you all. Take care and stay awesome. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.